Good morning, Lovelies. Monty Seelana here, your favorite fairy scholar. Welcome to the 14th Sweet and Spicy interview, where we alternate between sweeter, lighthearted questions in between deeper or more personal, spicy questions. Joining me were three amazing VTubers, linked in the description. Unfortunately, Caci could not make it today. Let's all hope maybe she can show up a little bit later, or worst case scenario, she might appear in a future interview. But the show must go on. So, Zen, Zathurnalina, would you like to introduce yourselves and what you do?
Well, I guess we can go left to right then. I guess I'll start off. Hi everybody, I am Zen, just your neighborhood chef of Cold Steel VTuber. I love JRPGs, fighting games, and right now I'm doing my best to learn how to do some cooking streams on the channel. Yoroshiku na minasan. That's all I can say.
Yeah, I'm always a fan of the variety VTubers that just they just stream their hobbies. I think it's super cool.
Yeah.
I need more of that.
It's all about how I am who I am. I'm a big JRPGer, I'm a big fighting gamer, and I love cooking. So why not just show that? Why not show people who I really am? I don't like playing FPS games. I'm so bad.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks. I kind of just made that up on the spot.
I'm like, oh, pressure. Hi, I'm Zathurnalina. You can also call me Zathy or Zath. I'm a fairy VTuber. I stream Minecraft once a week, every Monday, and I also stream on Saturdays, variety games. I played space games last month. We played Outer Wilds and some Slipways. It's a strategy game. Played Stardew Valley last Saturday. Just whatever I feel like, usually comfy, cozy building games. I don't play FPS either, or driving games, or any of that.
Better way out, let me tell you.
You can see you're also a person of culture.
Awesome. And without further ado, let's go right into the interview with our first sweet question. How'd you get into anime or manga or VTuber culture? I feel like this usually hits right at the heart of who we are and how we became VTubers.
I feel like mine is pretty simple, actually. I just I have friends who were into it and shared anime with me, and then they shared VTubers with me, and here we are.
Yeah, I like it. Was there anything specific that got you? Because I can still think of the exact clip that made me think, oh, maybe I should check out VTubers.
Honestly, it was I didn't even know VTubers existed until like last October.
Well, same as me actually.
Right. So then I started streaming in late November.
Oh wow, yeah, that was fast.
Yeah, I was like, I want to do it.
Everybody's doing it. It seemed fun. And we're bored anyways with the pandemic going on, basically.
Yeah. I still think like one of the biggest reasons for the growth of VTubers was the pandemic. Like people were starved for social contact. This is a fun new way of connecting with people.
Yeah, I won't deny that being a VTuber has opened up so many doors, and I got to meet so many cool people along the way.
What about you?
Yeah, that's definitely been one of my favorite parts too, is meeting lots of people from all over the place too. I think that's what's really great, you know. Like some of my favorite VTubing friends are from many different continents, and some of them are also from the fairy realm. It's incredible.
I know that feeling. The number of times I've done like so many like collab events with like people from different time zones. Let's just say my sleep schedule is Swiss cheese at the moment.
Oh no. Yeah, no, I absolutely see that.
Yeah.
And to the fairy thing, so when I first got into the VTuber scene, I really only pay attention to like Hololive and Nizi Sanji and I didn't see any fairy VTubers. So I thought, oh, like there are no fairy VTubers. I'll be one and be super unique. No, turns out like I think there's more fairy VTubers than any other type. I think you and Danko were one of the first fairy VTubers that I met.
Actually, yeah, that's true. I don't really meet that many fairy VTubers. Now that I think about it.
There are enough that I'm in 2 different fairy VTuber discords.
Yeah, I'm just like,
It's insane.
I think it's a little shocking because I don't know. I feel like, I guess maybe fairies is not like. Actually, I have no idea what counts as like a stereotype anymore. There's just so many kinds nowadays.
That is a good
Two-
genre. Oh, sorry.
I
go on.
think oh, somebody in the chat is saying talking to me. I think that there's definitely lots of fairies, but there's been more recently, you know, like at first when I started I didn't feel like there were that many either, like you said, Monty. But I've kind of been also looking for VTubers with wings because that's really like fascinating to me, how different VTubers shape their wings, how different riggers rig wings, just all that is super, super interesting to me. So I started a list of winged VTubers. So I've got like fairies, dragons, angels, you know, bugs of all types. So like the range of wings is really, really wide, you know, because there's actually like it's got like over 300 VTubers on it by now.
Oh wow.
Oh,
Yeah, I didn't even realize there were that many, but I started it last April, and of course I'd been following winged VTubers for a few months, you know, trying to like get a feel for if it was even the kind of thing that would even make a list, you know, if there was even enough. And then when we started, like I had over 100 when right off the bat in April, and I've been adding more every time I find them. So if you're interested, you know, it's on my Twitter, obviously.
Yeah, and to the point of like how interesting the rigging is. It's crazy how like wide it is. Like when I first wanted wings, I very much wanted something like what you have, like the very flowy, very like extravagant wings. It turns out that's really hard to do in live 2D. What I do have as an alternative, this will unfortunately block you a little bit, but I have a toggle where I've got the wings kind of like flying out. You can kind of see a little bit of physics there. For a little bit I was a PNG tuber and the wings were super obnoxious. So I very quickly realized I was gonna need a way to fold that out of the way and just keep them down.
Wait.
Yeah,
I just realized. So Zathi is a fairy and Monty is a fairy. Am I in the right interview? I feel like I'm in the right room now.
Welcome to Fairy Interview.
Yeah.
But I'm just a human.
We're gonna steal you. We're kidnapping you.
No!
Hi, Mafiko. Thanks for coming.
I'm scared of heights. I don't want to fly. I need an adult.
So Zen, how did you get into anime or manga or VTuber culture?
Let's see. I guess the anime manga is a lot more straightforward. I've been to anime and manga for as long as I can remember. I just remember those days when I was a kid, and I would always do stuff like always like stay up late on Fridays or like wake up early on Saturdays just to watch like TV anime, things like Pokemon, Dragon Ball, Inuyasha, Gundam Seed. Those things are always like just playing on like my local cable television, and I just kind of became hooked on that. I think Inuyasha was the first time. I think Inuyasha was like the first time I've ever even heard the Japanese language with the openings.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I want to change the world. That's all I know actually. But anyways, yeah, I pretty much grew up with like anime and manga culture. The sad part is I kind of just grew up with it by myself because, you know, like again, like anime manga was like pretty niche back then, so you don't really meet you don't really come across people like that easily that are like that are into those kind of things. So, but as time went on and as it became anime manga became more widespread, meeting people just became a lot easier. And VTubing. Now that is something new that I'm like, just like Zathi here. I only ever came across it like last year in October.
Oh yeah, like same time. Wow.
Yeah.
I wonder what it was.
It could be a lot of things, but let's be real. The VTuber boom happened somewhere around there. I don't know.
For sure.
Yep. So VTuber boom happened, and the thing is, I was kind of like already like an IRL. I was just starting out learning how to stream, so I did some IRL stuff. But I always felt like a bit of anxiety just putting myself in front of the camera for a long time. So when I just saw like how like VTubing kicked out, I was just like, hey, this is a good way I can like interact with people while still hiding my face. I'm gonna do that, and that's kind of how it happened. I mean, I kind of dropped a lot of money, bought myself a better computer, paid some people to do like the art and the rigging because I'm kind of too stupid to do that myself, and here I am now. Here I am now, a VTuber in debt. I'm just joking about the debt part.
No, but everything's so expensive. Oh my god, everything's so expensive. And then yes, to fill in where that came in. Yes, our third guest was supposed to be Caci. Who, by the way, if you haven't followed her, please follow her. She's hilarious and does endurance streams out the ass. But yes, she unfortunately could not make it. When any luck, she'll come in later, or I'll try to get her on an upcoming interview.
Cassie sounds like a fun person. We're really
yes, yeah, honestly.
I didn't talk to them.
But yeah, I feel like I was much the same, but I think you'd hit the nail on the head. Like growing up, talking about anime and manga was really weird. So like it was just that thing that a lot of people were into but never talked about it. But me growing up, I was very like, I was like a closet weeb, right? Like I would be into anime and manga, but I wouldn't go out of my way to find it. I wouldn't talk about it because like I didn't want to be seen as a nerd.
Yeah, I feel that part.
And I think it's really cool that like nowadays it's really mainstream, and like I mean you can bring up some of the big ones like My Hero Academia and like yeah, and people will like just know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's kind of shocking actually when you think about it, how much like anime manga culture has grown widespread, at least here in the West, compared to let's say 15-20 years ago. I don't know, I'm old, okay, just kidding. No.
And then we had touched upon this topic a little bit, but let's go ahead and move on to our first spicy question. How has VTubing changed you as a person? And I know me and Zen have touched on this a little, and I had mentioned much before the stream. When I also wanted to be a streamer for quite a while, but like there was so much anxiety on like with the webcam and putting myself out there. I felt like if I made any misstep, then I'd just be super embarrassed. But
yep, people will notice the smallest things you do. That's the scary part.
Oh yeah, and I mean even if you don't put yourself on the internet, you kind of like see the effects of that with other people. Like putting yourself on the internet is super scary because the internet is not the greatest of places. But as I started to learn more about the VTubing scene, I realized how many introverts came to rely on like the VTubing mask as a good way of like kind of separating that. Well, like I don't know if I'm explaining this well, but like I came to take it as if I do something weird or embarrassing as Monty, then like that doesn't necessarily splash back on me, right? So I can just be my normal weird self. I can be my true self and not get judged for it. And I think that is led me to be a lot more confident and a lot more like outgoing than I normally would be. I still think I'm super shy and super introverted, but it's I really appreciate the I guess the opportunity of growth, personal growth that VTubing has given me. Zathi's mentioned this a little bit as well. Like, there's just so many cool people in the community, and like, I have a lot more friends than I ever assumed I'd get when I started 6 months ago.
Yeah, I have to agree. I have to agree with you there. It's like, I guess to add on top of that, being a VTuber has definitely helped me with my, I guess, my own self-confidence and being able to just get used to like just talking and being able to, what's the word? Be, I guess, to be the to be the version of myself that I want to be. Like with being something like a VTuber and like having my own like I guess you could say anime persona, I get to sort of like, I guess, role play as a as a version of myself that I want to become. Like, and being able to just talk to people just helps me get used to just talking to my voice. I have a bit of a complex as some of my voice sounds, so whenever I listen to like old karaoke VODs or like watching my old like Twitch VODs, I'm just like, oh man, this is what I sound like. I hate it. Like that kind of feeling.
No, I 100% feel that. Like every time I do any editing or I've done 2 karaoke streams so far, and like I refuse to listen to those VODs.
Yeah.
I think it's funny because like my approach is like completely different than both of those.
Really?
So because like I know a lot of people are like, oh, well, you know, like Monty said, oh, I'm introverted, or I so it's easier for me to express myself this way, or even people who feel like not just like playing a character like Zen said, but even being closer to their true identity in the way that they can present themselves online versus the way that they can present themselves, you know, without using a model. So I think that's really awesome as well. So there's definitely advantages to being a VTuber. I think personally, I like being able to, you know, kind of like Zen said, explore a version of myself, which is really awesome. And I know that Zen talked about also like growing as a person, and I feel like generally I've always been pretty extroverted, and I like to talk a lot, you know, and so when I get in group settings, I'm like, okay, you know, don't monopolize the room, make sure you leave space for other people, you make sure you can talk for hours, you know, and so that's kind of why usually I stream solo streams and I don't do a lot of collabs, so it's really cool to be here with you guys. Thank you again.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's something for me, but also something that I've really appreciated about VTubing is, and streaming in general. You said, how has it changed us as a person? You know, that was the question. For me, I feel like there's a lot of things that I never believed that I could do, and my best example is going to be art. Paper and pencil art is never felt like the correct medium for me. It didn't feel right, it didn't work right, nothing about it. But being able to try digital art, which I really honestly would never have even tried without VTubing. You know, even early on, like November, December, I was doing like paint streams with my mouse, you know. Like literally that's how new it is, you know. And now I made this whole dress. I made it myself.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
that's amazing. It
took me 6 months. You know, but I feel like I've learned so much, and even like a lot of my overlays and my graphics, and I'm gonna be spoiler alert. Okay, well, I'm gonna be showing you guys a whole bunch of new things I've been working on, but a lot of the digital art that I've been working on lately, and anything I post to Twitter, art of my friends, fellow VTubers, just like the amount of encouragement that I've received to like, wow, this looks awesome, keep doing it, you know, is been really cool, because it's the kind of thing where before, like 6 months ago, I would have been like, I don't actually know what I'm doing. I can't actually do this. Why are you watching me be terrible? I'm sorry, you know, and then just having people be like, no, this is good, keep doing it, you could do this, has been really like encouraging, and so that's a way that I definitely feel like I've grown. But then in terms of and just feeling like people are there to listen to me talk about stuff, like that the people come and hang out with me, and that I can share things that I'm working on with them, that's super encouraging to me as well. So that's what I like about it. I don't know if that's exactly how I've grown, but that's kind of, and karaoke is the same way, you know, singing.
Yeah.
I know Monty talked about singing. Hopefully I have a karaoke stream coming up at 500 followers on Twitch.
Ooh. Well, I'm sure Jack can help out with that, yeah?
Oh, believe me, you're already one step closer.
I'm so excited. I love karaoke streams. I sing all the time. People redeem sing mode, and I'm like, you redeem my favorite.
I really like karaoke
really
and
fun.
singing too. I'm just a tad tone deaf, so I'm trying to work on that.
But now I feel out of my element because before my first karaoke stream, I had literally never sung in front of another person. I had like sung badly, I'm sure, in a car, and then like for the first one, I was like, okay, this seems like a fun thing I want to do. I just have to really practice for it. But
I think I know that feeling. Karaoke, I like to call it. Karaoke in the car.
And then, right, like what Zathi said, like there really is something about like the VTuber community and just like the fans overall. Like they are aggressively positive. They if you show even the slightest bit of like, oh, I don't believe in myself, or I don't feel like my skills are up to standard, like they will make you completely aware of how awesome you are and how much they care for you, and like you don't find that on the internet. It's wild.
Yeah, I have to agree with that too. It's like everybody's just been like, it's like the people you come across, they've always been so like nice and supportive, and that wasn't really something I'd expected going in, because the internet's a scary place. You can run into some characters out there, and no matter what community you're in. But I'm happy to have been able to be blessed by like meeting so many cool people.
Yes,
Such as people right here.
Oh, but thank you. And speaking of scary things, let's move on to the next tweet question. What is your weirdest fear? This one's a fun one. I actually haven't had this one on the internet for a while, so I'm excited for some interesting stories.
Easy.
Ooh.
This one's easy.
Oh yeah, you go ahead, Zati, because I think I think about this one myself.
If you watch my Minecraft, you know the number one way I die is by falling because I don't manage to successfully open my Electra. And as a being with wings, you understand, falling is not something I usually have to deal with. So when I experience the feeling of falling, it's a bad time. That is not my thing. Some people are like, let me go to the amusement park and do that one ride where it just goes you straight up and then you just go straight down and then it feels like you're falling and it's fun. And I'm like, let's not.
Falling, eh? Let's see. Okay,
Yeah.
I think I thought about it, but I think I know. So, my weirdest fear is recording in OBS, and there is a reason behind that.
Okay.
So, once upon a back when I was like still like an IRL streamer and did not have like the webcam facing towards me, there was like this one incident where I wanted to like just do some testing that I recorded some footage, but because the streaming button, the start streaming and start recording button were just like so close to each other, I accidentally pressed like start streaming instead.
Oh, no. Oh,
And
no.
I went like I think it wasn't like an hour in until somebody like mentioned that hey, you're live, what are you doing? I'm just like, wait, what? Shit. And I was just like casually in front of my computer, come in front of my computer. It was like a hot summer day, so I was like shirtless and everything, and I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna delete this. This never happened.
No.
Oh no.
Ever since then, I've been like very like testy to make sure I press the right button every time I like just record footage. I'll never make that same mistake again.
Yeah, I always look at it really hard.
They're like literally right next to each other. You could literally just press one or the other. And if you're not like paying attention, you'd be
Yeah,
like shooting without
The
even realizing it.
littlest bit.
I
I think it's funny how Kai in the chat was like, I hate those, and then Swayze was like, I like those. With the rides.
Oh my god.
Alright, chat is split.
On that topic, I'm not really that good with like amusement park rides either, especially the drop moments. There's like this one ride in like my local amusement park where it's like a giant, like those elevator like rides where you like go like really high and you suddenly like drop really low. Yeah, I can't do those ones. I panic. Just like the feeling of just like falling to the ground. It's terrifying.
Yeah, and there's those few that like that mix up, so like you're falling but you're facing up, so you don't even have the ground to use as reference.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I can't. As a kid, I fell down the stairs. I think I was like 6 or something, but just then and there, terrified of heights. And I remember, I think it was we were vacationing in Canada. We went to the CN Tower, and it's got the the glass floors, and like logically, if those were thin enough to crack, like everyone would have heard about it. It would have been a big thing, and it hasn't. I don't think it's ever cracked. But like something about my brain was like, I can't. If I step on that glass, I'm gonna die.
Legos, another fear, a different reason.
Oh, no.
Don't step on the Legos.
Alrighty. So let's move on to our next spicy question. Who are your biggest inspiration or role model? Fun and above. Actually, I kind of wasn't sure who to pick for this. I feel like there's a lot of people that like kind of influence the way I am and like the kind of content I make and the ideals and so on and so forth. I think so this is weird, but like one of the biggest kind of inspirations I take is Dan and Aaron from Game Grumps. Let's Play channel. I've been following them for years, and they're both artists. Aaron is an illustrator and a animator. Dan's a songwriter musician, and they have this incredibly positive outlook towards like content creation and just like being creative. Of like if you apply yourself, like it's gonna be good. Someone out there is gonna think it's good, and you will only get better. And there was this really beautiful there's one really beautiful moment where Dan, who doesn't know at all how to draw, had been mentioning like, oh, I consider myself an aspiring artist, and like, can you like give me some lessons, so forth. And Aaron stopped him then and there, and it's like, no, don't say that. You are not an aspiring artist. There's no aspiring artist. There's no aspiring musician. There's no aspiring anything. The moment you make that first step, you're not like, you don't want to be an artist. You just are an artist. You have already like you're already there, and it will only get better from there. And at that moment, it's just like, shit, yeah, like that. There's a lot of like creative stuff I've wanted to do, and that was one of the like kind of kicks in the pants that I needed to get out there, right? Like I'm not gonna get better if I constantly worry about it. And so all of this has just been like freaking out until I eventually get good. Then there is sort of Lovelies people in it, absolutely. What about you two?
I think
It's a tough question, to be sure.
It's a tough one, yeah. There's so many people I could name. I don't even know where to begin, to be honest. Let me think.
I feel like mine is really like, frankly, it's all the other like indie VTubers that I've met. Like, I made my Twitter in late December, right when I did my 3D debut, and in January, I met a lot of folks, and early in the spring, and it's been really incredible to see like different people try different things, like, and I love I I say this all the time, and I'm sure people think, oh, she's just saying that. I say, oh, I love traveling and learning and meeting new magical invisible beings and learning new things. And they're like, oh, that's just her catchphrase or what. No, I'm serious. Like being on the virtual plane with all these other magical beings, these VTubers, and they're trying MMD and they're trying Blender and they're like teaching me how to use Unity to move my wings and attach them to my back, and then I don't manage to do it, and then I send them questions, and then they help me on the internet, and I'm like, wow, now I can do this thing, now I can do this thing. They're like, hey, do you want to do an art trade? And I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't want to disappoint you, I don't want to fail you, I'm gonna try so hard. Wow, I didn't even know I could do this, and so what if you're like, what's your biggest the question is like, what's your biggest inspiration or role models? It's just all the VTubers that I've met and the friends that I've made, and watching them try things and learn new things and share that with me, and learning from them, and I could drop names, but we'd be here for ages, like Zen said.
Yep. Honestly,
Monty, did you check Discord?
I guess you can because you're in streamer mode, but Caci is.
Awesome. Okay. Sorry. Continue. I will be shuffling stuff around on it. Actually,
No problem.
I'll scoot over.
Yes.
Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah, we're here. We're gonna have to make some space. No
Yeah.
social distancing on this stream.
It's okay. We're in the virtual realm. It works differently.
That's true.
So,
Man, but yeah, I don't think I can name. I feel like there's like a whole slew of names of people I can like mention, or like inspirations, role models, friendly rivals. There's just so many great people out there, and I'm always it always makes me happy when I see like them like grow so much, come so far, and work after seeing them work all so hard. Oh, Caci! Hi.
hello.
Sorry.
No worries.
Good morning.
Out, and I just woke up, and my alarms. I set 2 alarms.
Oh,
2.
no.
But they did not have sound on them, I guess.
It's
I'm
okay.
so sorry.
It's
No,
okay. I said
no worries at all.
I set 9 alarms a day, and I sleep through 8 of them. Oh.
Yeah, I'm a heavy sleeper.
Oh no,
So-
I 100% do that.
Heavy sleeper gang. I feel that.
Capture. But no, it happens, You're absolutely fine.
Thanks. Well, thank you for still letting me join.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. You were a guest. If anything, I
More-
feel bad you didn't get a chance to answer some of the other questions.
More
But the next few ones should be pretty good.
people is more fun.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
You can make it.
And okay. Sorry, I'm shuffling around the
You've got it, Monty. You can do this.
the green screening. But in the meantime, who are your biggest inspirations and or role models? I did as prompting.
Oh, for VTubing, I guess the very first VTubers I ever watched were Curate and Pecora. So that was a big inspiration to start. I just thought they just always have so much fun. Like, I really look up to them. And then also the first indie VTuber that I ever watched was Iron Mouse. So I also just really love her. Like, I don't know, just her energy is awesome. Like, she's always so much fun to watch. So those are probably like my top 3 biggest inspirations. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm very much the same. Like, Pecora was one of my biggest inspirations. I'd mentioned that I was hold up, I'm actually there we go. Okay, perfect. I had mentioned that I started VTubing because I wanted to stream, and I was really anxious about it. I didn't really want to put myself out there, and I didn't want to didn't want to have a webcam or anything. but I came across that one clip where Pekora talks about how terribly socially awkward she is, like in Minecraft, to the point where she, if there's many people in the server, she won't want to die because she doesn't want the attention of, oh, you know, Pekora died by falling, and she like the difference between like her being super awkward in real life with everyone out there, while having like 10K viewers. Like there was something about streaming and there was something about VTubing, and like that, like I don't know, shielded her from that social anxiety. And I figured this sounds awesome for my social anxiety. So yeah, so something about her like being able to push through that introvertedness, like that was a huge inspiration for me. And then also, yes, I watch a lot of the V social girls, but Iron Mouse is easily my favorite. All of her shenanigans for Con are freaking amazing. Alrighty, awesome. And then we can head on to our next sweet question. What really? Wait, no. What's that? What up? Oh no! Did that goof up? Huh. Well, the actual question is, what really mundane or niche thing are you passionate about? Meanwhile, I'm gonna really quick, actually, what I can do.
Mundane or niche thing.
It's a very scuff stream. I'm very sorry about this, everyone.
It's beautiful. It's amazing.
Scuff's what gives streams their charm.
Oh,
Scuff is my middle name. I don't know his last name.
The more we scuff, the less pressure we feel to be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I was just making that up.
Ooh,
There we go.
beautiful.
Yeah, look at that. You could hardly
Yay!
tell. Let's see if I can also give it a outline. There we go. Oh, that is the wrong color. But yeah, any weird hobbies or any you consider niche? I personally really like what stands out to me is like the weird hobbies and passions that people have. You know, like
Okay.
yeah, live and breathe scuff.
Honestly, for me, it kind of goes hand in hand of the fact that I love cooking, but I always just love really like shopping around for like weird, like unique kitchen utensils and just like playing around with it.
Okay.
Like just the other day, I bought myself an egg piercer for absolutely no other reason than to make peeling boiled eggs a lot easier. And because of that, my boiled egg consumption has increased by like tenfold the past 2 weeks.
Wow.
I even just recently bought like a very special, very unique pan, pan meant for making like omelets, omelets for like omurice. What makes it stand out is like the weird slant it has at the end of it, so you can make rolling it a lot easier. I literally burn through so much money buying like weird cooking utensils that are meant for like very, very specific situations. It's weird.
I totally see that. Yeah, there's lots of like lots of really niche stuff, you know, like slap chop or like apple cores that like this in one very specific situation this is gonna save your life, but in everything else it's like this is just taking up space.
You just exactly.
But it's also super neat. Like I totally feel that.
Buying like a garlic masher just for literally just mashing garlic, even though you just chop it just as easily.
Pineapple center remover. Wow.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting though, considering like what kind of stuff you can find and that can be used for cooking. Like just the other day, I read about this recipe. I read about like this Japanese recipe for like black soybeans, where apparently you stick rusted iron nails in a pot of boiled black beans just to like enhance the black flavor. I'm just like, I've literally never heard of this in my life.
What? Why would you use tetanus as a flavoring?
I don't know. I literally spent an entire night just researching it. I'm just like, are you joking me? This can't be real.
Yeah.
Then after like 3 hours, I was like, holy crap, this stuff is real.
Hmm.
Wow.
I'm just like, wow, there's some funny stuff out there in the culinary world.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm. What about you, Dappy and Cassie? Any fun? Oh, sorry, did I cut you off? I have a nasty habit of doing this. Very sorry. Were you done, Zen? Wait.
Oh, I'm not bad.
Oh, yeah. Okay, sorry. I thought I cut off first.
No worries.
Very sorry about that. But yeah, Zathurnalina, Cassie, any fun niche things, hobbies or other such things?
I guess for me, I don't know if this would be considered a hobby. I just really like animals, and so I have a lot of like weird animal facts floating around my brain all the time. Just like, I don't know, it's just so cool to learn about.
Can you give us one animal fact?
My favorite animal fact is probably that a sea otter has 1 million hairs per square inch on their body, and that's how they keep warm. That's why they don't need blubber like a seal would or anything. So they're really fluffy is their thing.
Oh.
I just think that's so cool.
Yeah, I guess I never thought into like, cause they always look so velvety. You know?
Yeah, they're so cute.
Yeah, and then so one thing that Zen said that like kind of really resonated with me, like there's something really like that there's something really neat about like niche tools. So I really don't know how to explain it, but like I have a thing for like form efficiency. So like things that can things that are like really space efficient. So like a bike is cool, but a folding bike is even cooler, and I've wanted one ever since I was a kid. Yeah.
That's cool.
So the one I have is like small enough you can fold it into a backpack, and it's I don't know, it's like it's probably way more expensive than it needs to be just for a bicycle, but like something about the fact that you can just kind of like carry around is super neat. And then like multi-tools or I can't think of any area. I guess like electric scooter, because then it's like, oh well, now you've got transport, but like it's super small and you can carry it. It's such a weird thing, and like every time I've told it to someone, like they either don't get it or it's like a sort of thing.
So cool.
Honestly, that kind of brings up that kind of reminds me of something that I kind of like learned yesterday. So I was kind of helping my sister set up a new bed, so she bought a new mattress, but it was in like a big tube like box. So I was just like, there's a mattress in there. So once I unraveled it and cut out the vacuum sealed I think the plastic, it starts like inflating and becomes a full size mattress. I'm like, holy crap, this is cool. Wow, things have come a long way.
Yeah, or
I guess I have to answer. It took me forever. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no worries.
I feel like I interrupted. Oops. Something I'm passionate about is like how, this is gonna sound weird, how people communicate. Okay, so like what, not just like different languages, but also like how different languages communicate meaning. You know, like how some words don't have like a direct translation, and how like the way that we communicate and the words that we have for things affect like kind of like how we see the world, you know? Like I think it's really interesting. Like this will be like a great example, I guess. You know, the very first question when I was like, oh, I don't know about the wording on that, but then we couldn't think of any other wording, and all the words that we had were like not traditionally. Oh, is it disappearing? We're like
Urban Dictionary kind of stuff.
Right, we didn't have a word for the phrasing that we were looking for on that first question. We were like, do we want to go with like weeb or otaku or what? You know, anime lover, like, and the meaning that we were trying to communicate. Like we were all on the same page about like what the concept was that we were talking about, but we didn't really have, you know, an exact specific good word that encompassed it. So I mean, I speak French and English and Spanish, and I like thinking about how different languages work, and I always love learning, working on learning new languages, but also things like facial expressions and things like that. Like we've talked a lot about VTubing and how it's what it offers as a medium, and I think another thing that's really interesting to me about looking at different people's models and learning about 2D and 3D and rigging and art and all that is seeing like how we as a VTubing community convey expressions, convey emotions. I personally like so communication in general. Like right now I have my hands off. It sounds silly, but sometimes I turn my hands on. And when I get a raid, I usually like to turn my hands on because I want to cheer. I want to be excited. I want to be happy. I want to communicate how excited I am to see everybody, to how glad I am. And sometimes I like to be able to point at stuff, to be like, we've got these cool new friends here that I'm glad to have met, and I like being able to express myself with my hands. And I feel like the communication that happens there is different than the communication that happens when it's just the face, just the words. So getting the leap motion for me was a huge step in my ability to really express myself as a VTuber. So I guess I'm like, what are you passionate about? Oh gosh, now I'm gonna start going off. But
oh no,
but really
I love it. I absolutely love it.
So that the basic answer is like I'm really passionate about communication. but like really it's the whys and the hows and the nitty-gritty of how people express themselves, how they see the world, and how we communicate the way that we see the world to other people using the tools that we have.
Power of words.
Yeah. So I want to say two things to that. The kind of surface level one. I'm really jealous of viewer studio models that they get that leap motion freedom. Like I like live 2D for a lot of stuff, but the fact that I can't it tracks my head and face, but there's so much stuff you can do. There's so much emotions you can convey the moment you put your hands and your arms into it. I always thought it was super cool. And I've been considering getting a 3D model because they honestly just look super fun. And then 2D, the interesting bit where there's some words but you just kind of that can't be communicated in certain cultures because there is no way of describing them. I know I've always liked Schadenfreude, which is the German word of the joy you derive from someone else's pain. That just there is no term for that in English, so we just kind of stole it. And drew that our understanding of I guess that notion and our understanding of that notion just kind of evolved so organically, and that's I don't know, that stuff's neat. I forget what it's called, the study of the evolution of languages, but that's always intrigued me. Or umami, the Japanese term for
that is my
it's
example.
a savory food, but even then what
is umami in the end of the day? It's such a broad term.
And I've only ever heard the closest English word is a savory meaty flavor, but even then that's not quite it. I don't know, it's I definitely feel it on that, the way people communicate and how that changes it's really neat.
It's kind of I definitely don't envy positions of English to Japanese because of how English is conveyed so differently between the languages. I've done some studies on the Japanese language throughout collectives and university, and it made me realize translating stuff from English to Japanese is really hard.
Yeah, oh yeah. Even I'll see some some translated clips, and like you can tell they understood Japanese a lot more than English, but then like seeing the mistranslations, it's really interesting to see like just at a surface level. There's so many like weird assumptions and exceptions that English has that like if you aren't privy to them, like it's just gonna sound weird.
No. It's interesting to see how like English kind of breaks its own rules like a lot.
I also like when you're watching anime and you're looking at, you know, like subtitles or whatever. Like I was watching oh gosh, I'm terrible at names, please don't ask me. But there's this character and he's rhyming in Japanese and you're listening to it and you can clearly tell that this guy is rhyming, right?
Yeah.
And then the subtitles are rhyming. And so whoever did this like went out of their way to somehow communicate both the content of what this guy is saying, but also the subtitles rhyme because the guys rhyme. So I was like, somebody worked really hard on this. Somebody worked really hard.
Oh man, so when there are good translations, you really got to give props to the people who work on it, especially for like a bit of like language-based games. Like I just finished like playing a lot of Ace Attorney games, and I'm just like, there's like a lot of stuff in here that would not really like they took a lot of English humor into the tech, which you wouldn't really notice from like if I don't think they had it in the original. I'm gonna assume they don't have it in the original Japanese, but the translators worked hard to make some stuff make sense in English.
Yeah, and even then, doesn't the original Ace Attorney have like the whole from oh no, I'm like completely blanking. But the like jelly-filled donut like fork thing. Yeah, they were just like we don't like there is no there's no way a Westerner would understand, you know, like rice balls. So,
Yeah.
But donut, yeah, good enough.
Yeah, like one of the characters was like in Japanese they really loved ramen, but of course like because I'm guessing at the time ramen wasn't really like a widespread food. They changed it to burgers in the English version. I think they just kept it ever since, even like in later games. Yeah. Oh, and jelly-filled donuts filled with jelly. Nothing beats a jelly-filled donut. A number of times I've seen that one.
I know Pokemon did that pretty egregiously as well. Awesome. So, move on to our last spicy question. If you I actually forgot I did that. If you had a conversation with yourself from 10 years ago, how do you think that would go? And would past you be proud? This one can go a lot of different ways. Yeah, I kind of feel like past Monty was a bit of a jerk. He was a jerk, and past viewers of the interviews have known like how bad past Monty was. I feel like so past Monty took a lot of things in a friendship and in a relationship for granted, and and also was past Monty was the kind of person of like he had been told that he was really smart for a very long time, but that meant like, oh, I don't have to put any effort into anything, so he easy and just kind of like took things for granted. So I would give him the whole like straighten up and like, hey, like get your stuff together. What the hell? Like put some effort into stuff. Go do that stuff you want to do, and also stop being a dick to all your friends. I don't know if past me might be proud of where I am now, but I don't know if I would want past me's approval.
Yeah, I think I kind of feel that. The me from 10 years ago was a very moody, cynical, and overall just not a good person at all. I am very not proud of my past self. So I'm pretty sure the first thing they'll think about is when they see me is like, the first response is probably like, you have friends now? Wow. That's literally like probably the first instinct they'll probably say. Otherwise, I think, I don't know. It's like, knowing my old self, I'd say he'd be, yeah, I think I'm the same boat where it's like, old me would probably be impressed to see how far I've come. At the same time, I don't think I want my past self's approval, like ever.
Oh, no.
So yeah, it's like a weird love-hate relationship I have with myself.
Well, but also, you know, if you aren't happy with who you were before, then that means like you've grown so much since, right? Like
Yeah.
that's always been my outlook on this.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good way to put it. It's like I don't think my past self could ever imagine I'd be in this spot ever. More importantly, he'd probably say, "What the hell's a VTuber?"
Fair. Yeah, if I told my past self, "Hey, you get to be an anime boy in the future," I don't know how he would respond.
Yeah, like he'd probably think like, "What? I become a voice actor?" That's probably like the first instinct.
And Zathi, Caci, how would that conversation go?
For me, I think past Cassie would be happy with me, but very surprised. For a lot of reasons. I just past Cassie was very, very shy and quiet, and so to think that I like get on here and talk to a lot of people and how loud I can be now is kind of strange. She'd be like, what? Also, just the fact that I was, for a very long time, up until just like a year ago actually, I was a strictly Nintendo gamer. I had never touched a PC. I'd never played.
Not even PC.
I only got a PC about a year ago.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'd never touched all of these games, and I was just like, I only like Nintendo games. I only like Nintendo games. And then I tried other things, and I loved it. Once we were all, locked up in our houses, I just tried all of these new things and ended up really, really loving it. So, I don't know. I guess she'd be surprised that I found this new thing that I like to do, and she'd probably be surprised that I like it. But I think she would think it was cool, so I think she would be happy.
Yeah, and that's good to hear, and we're glad you're here. Yeah, I think it's really wild how like, because I feel like I was much in the same boat. I knew I wanted to be a VTuber maybe like 8 months ago. I had no idea how many people I'd meet. I had no idea how many friends I'd make, and it's like every day, every stream, it is wild how confident and social I've gotten. I said definitely not awake social or confident. But like it's been quite a lot since I started. And it's wild how like I putting myself out there, like I guess getting myself out of the comfort zone, how quickly I got used to it, and yeah, I don't know, because growing up I was an antisocial kid, and like immediately after school or college I would go straight home and just not hang out with people, so I had no idea how to interact with people, and this just kind of like blew all that out of water. And then
Conversation with myself from 10 years ago. Myself I probably wouldn't be very surprised. 10 years ago, I feel like I had already kind of started using the internet to make friends. So that isn't new for me. I joined the digital realm more recently in terms of manifesting in a physical form, but I've been around under the name, Zathurnalina for ages. I feel like in terms of would past me be proud, she probably would be that I'm learning things and trying things and exploring things. Back in the early days of YouTube, when the first YouTubers made their big splash, a lot of my friends and even family who heard about the internet despite being far away in the fairy realm said, "Oh, you should do that," and I was like, "I don't know about all that." You know, but here we are. So you know, I guess she probably would be, but probably wouldn't be surprised per se. You know, just like, oh wow, you actually did it. Oh, good for you.
Well, that is a mood.
But I almost felt like you were like destined for this. I feel like the thought of being like on YouTube, on Twitch, like just as a content creator, that did not cross my mind for so long, because it seemed like one of those like really far away things of like, okay, yeah, only really lucky people get to do that. I'll never get there.
I mean, I kind of felt the same way. Like, it would be cool in theory, but it never really felt like an option for me. And then VTubing definitely felt like the thing that made it feel more within reach, you know, more possible. So, you know, when Zen was like, "Oh, past me," be like, "Well, what's VTubing?" Definitely that's a mood, you know. But
I feel the same way. Like my big brother actually introduced me to VTubers, and I didn't know what they were, but I watched Pecora and Corona a bit, and I was just like, man, that looks like so much fun. Like that's so cool. And he was just like, well, do it. Like, you'd be good at it, I think. Just do it. And I was like, oh, like, I don't know, like, kind of brushed it off, like, oh, I can't just do that. What? Like,
me?
No. Yeah, that's not. You have to. I don't know what I thought. Like, that not just anyone could do it. And then he was like, if you think it's fun, do it. And he like told me like 10 times. He would just be like, just do it. And finally I did, and I'm just so happy I listened to him.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's like that Spider-Man movie. It's just a leap of faith.
Yeah. Yeah, and to anyone in chat that's been thinking about it, like it really is astounding how easy it is to get into it. Now, granted, all the super expensive assets you see, not necessary. You don't have to. Like
I made my model myself for free. Took me a bajillion 100 hours, but I did not buy any of these PNGs on Booth. You also can take hours of your life to learn something, and the other alternative is to spend money. But you know, if you don't want to spend money and you have hours of your life to learn something, do it.
I regret never picking up drawing when I was way younger and had time to kill.
I mean, you still got time.
I didn't know how to draw 6 months ago. So you could do this.
Now the question is, do I want to? That's another question.
Ooh.
Yeah, you have to choose to spend your time on this.
Exactly.
It's a hard choice.
It's another thing about VTubing. This feels ironic where I have now like less thing to do stuff now, because there's like some I don't really game that much anymore outside of with VTubing in my life. It's like my backlog has gotten so huge, it's not even funny anymore.
Yeah, so many things to do, so little time.
When I first started VTubing, I thought I would take it as a good way to go through my backlog, but since then I've really only bought more stuff to like, oh, I'll play this on stream, or like this will be really good content, or whatever, and the backlog keeps growing.
It just grows. Because now we're not just like gaming anymore. We're just like trying to make better stream assets, or like just doing a lot of stuff really.
And then even then, like there's it's so weird what kind of streams people will watch. Like for the longest time I thought I needed to have a lot of games, because if I wasn't playing a game, it'd be super boring. But like, so yesterday was it yesterday? 2 days ago I had a Lego stream. I literally just built Lego, and like tons of people wanted to watch that. It was like nerd Lego ASMR, and I don't know how to feel about that. I've had people show up to like my programming streams, and it's like this cannot possibly be entertaining. But yeah.
I won't deny. I'm thinking like one day, because like I'm trying to learn like video editing on the side, because I am working on building a YouTube channel, because you know, in case
I'd love to learn video editing. I'll put that on the list with like Unity and Blender and what else? Animation.
Sometimes I debated the idea if I should just like press the stream button on and just like show my screen as I'm slowly clipping away my life. I'm just like, do people want to see this? I don't know. I have no idea. People have like been tuning into other types of streams before. Gunplay.
Mm-hmm.
What's the gun I came across?
I've seen a lot of cooking streams. Chizuru was in here before. Hi Chizuru, and they do crochet. It's really cool.
Crocheting.
Yeah, and so they've been working on merch recently, and then they'll make the merch on stream. I think that's just really cool. Yeah.
I'm considering like one day, because I also like cosplay in my spare time, so I was thinking of doing a cross-casting stream when the motivation hits and there's like stuff to do on the camera. But just so interesting though, like how like there's so many like ways that they could approach, not necessarily just gaming. I think you can see people do like writing streams, like they write stuff in the spare time.
Yeah, okay, so one of my friends, Reina Hardcore, has a huge crush on Kane from League of Legends, and her chat has been softly bullying her and writing fanfic. So I reached out and was like, hey, if I write a really, really big fanfic, because I consider myself a writer, with jangly book and everything, will you read it on stream? And so I wrote 40 pages of VTuber X League of Legends fanfic. It's not smut. It's not smut. I do genuinely think it's good. She and her chat loved it, but unfortunately,
I do genuinely think it's good. Nice specification.
I don't know when you hear fanfic, like especially like a mashup of my friend with League of Legends fanfic, you're like, really now?
Here's the thing: writing about it is one thing, but having someone else write it and making me read it, that's a that's
she
an
was cool with
experience.
it. She was cool with it.
Okay.
And the stream absolutely loved it. I want to do a dramatic reading of it one day, like really edited well. You can literally ending in front of the camera and someone
Monty, read aloud.
No, oh my god, I've genuinely had people say like they because I also feel like my voice is crap, and I've had
read
people
aloud.
yeah.
Read aloud.
Yeah.
I've had people say that they want me to read them a fairy tale. I'm like, you know what?
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Late night story time ASMR.
Yeah.
All the chat to sleep.
Start doing
Nice
Monty's
bedtime, Monty bedtime stories.
Yeah.
Oh my god, man. Yeah.
Midnight Monty's something tailed or whatever.
Ooh. Fairy tale ASMR. I like it. Okay, awesome. Let's bring our interview to a close with our last sweet question. What story, be that game, book, movie, anime, whatever, do you keep coming back to? This one's tough. There's some like meaningful stuff to me. I want to say Spirited Away was my first Ghibli movie, and like it held such an important spot in my heart. Like I maybe this is cheating because I actually haven't watched it recently, but like I have watched that at least 4 times. I don't know. I love it so much. Everything about it is just absolutely enchanting. And of course, Your Name, Nawa. God,
that was a good one.
it's good. It's so good. Everyone should watch it at least once.
Yeah, Your Name is such a good story.
Yeah, and sorry, go on.
I won't say much, but the plot twist around the second act of the movie, that threw me off for a loop.
Yeah, did not see that coming. And then the quote-unquote sequel, Weathering with You. I called out sick from work so I could watch the premiere with my brother.
Oh, yeah.
Watch that one. It's been on my list to watch.
It's so good.
It's
so
good.
I'm also debating which one of those two I like more, Weathering with You or Your Name. Like, they're both really good movies. But I'm just like debating so hard which of these two I like more. When people ask me that, I'm just like, I actually don't know. I actually really like
They
them both.
both. Yeah, just both. for different reasons, I think.
I also
When
really
is-
like A Silent Voice.
Yes.
That one made me.
Oh.
I was just bawling at the end of that one. It was so good.
Oh man, Silent Voice made me cry so hard.
Yeah.
The full disclosure, I've been meaning to watch it. I've heard it's an absolute tearjerker.
Oh,
And I
it
was
is.
gonna have a watch along, but like
Oh,
scheduling issues goofed up, and I had to put that aside. But like I gotta watch it. I came so close to watching it too.
It's definitely worth the watch.
Mm.
It's,
Here.
I guess I also like for things I keep coming back to would also have to choose some Ghibli movies. Like the first movie like in my memory is My Neighbor Totoro, and that was my favorite movie like all throughout my
Aw.
childhood.
Yeah.
I could watch it over and over and over. I wanted to watch it like all the time. I still love watching it. And then I remember when I was younger, I think my parents got kind of sick of that movie. I don't know, but they were like, they make more of these. There's other ones, and I was like, what? And then I
There's
watched
other ones.
and then I would like go to the library and rent the movies, and I really liked House Moving Castle. I've seen that one like a billion times too. It's just like it's kind of like you said, Monty. It's just like so enchanting to watch. Like those are just they'll always be some of my favorite movies.
Yeah, I've every like Studio Ghibli is just amazing at like you can just forget everything, forget about the real world for a little bit, and just be taken on an adventure.
Yeah.
As for me, I mean, let's see. I think there's anything that ever just like made me like really think for like a long time is like the story of like just like Persona 4, like the video game. It was like one of like my first JRPGs that ever really got me into like paying attention to the genre more, and kind of came at a good time because it gave me some important life lessons. It gave me some like much needed important life lessons. I didn't really grow up with that many friends, but playing through that game just showed me that kind of like the importance of like establishing and working for like the relationships in your life. You know, it's like things like friendships, loved ones. They don't just come to you. You gotta like actively seek it out and just put in the effort to sort of get to know the people in your life. So that one was a bit of an eye opener for me. And even though like the game ended on a happy note, I still find myself crying because it just felt like I was like parting away with all the cool characters I met in that game. So I was a kid back then, so come some slack.
Oh no, I'm much the same. Like there's like I've never found a good name for it, but the like post-series depression of like I'll never get to interact with these characters ever again. Like it hits me so hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've never played Persona 4. My first entry into the series was Persona 5, which I hear has better gameplay and worse plot. And like this is throughout every single person I've ever talked to. Persona 4 has a better plot, and I have Persona 4 Golden on Steam, but like I'm bad with like huge RPGs because I'll take breaks and then you get that RPG amnesia and like who are you? Who is anyone?
Yeah, you gotta commit. Otherwise, if you take a break, it's gonna like wipe out of your brain. No.
Story or game that I keep coming back to. Like I don't really growing up, you know, in the fairy realm, didn't play a lot of story-based video games per se, or watch that many like common movies and stuff growing up. But more recently, you know, having gotten into anime and stuff, there are some that I feel like I've been coming back to. You know, series that I watched even in the past couple of years, several times in the past few years. And one of them that I really like would be Made in Abyss.
Ooh, yeah, okay, so I feel really like off put because as much as I hear amazing anime, I never have the time to watch them, but like I've Main Abyss is top on my to watch list
Oh.
because so many
Yeah,
people have
it's
suggested it.
it's really pretty. It's really sweet. The characters are precious. The music is nice. It's got a lot of layers and lessons, kind of like Zen was saying about Persona 4. You know, it's not very. It's not. It looks soft on the outside, but it's a little hard on the inside.
Yeah, I've seen like the art style for like maybe it's like, oh, it looks cute.
It's soft on the outside for sure. You're like, oh, it's this, you know, these two characters are gonna go on a journey. So sweet, so wholesome. I mean, yes, and also.
Yeah, people keep telling me to watch that one.
Madoka because of that, you know, because like it looks so soft on the outside.
Yeah, I watched like the first episode and I was like, it's so cute. And people were like, get ready. And I was like,
Yeah, hold on tight. You're gonna watch it. Like,
yeah, it's on the top of my list of animes. to watch.
layers. It has layers or levels or you know,
Ogres have layers. Onions.
levels, different levels, lots of levels,
The 5
no.
stages of Made in Abyss.
levels of the abyss.
Mm.
It gets deeper as you go. Literally,
Wel-
because it's an abyss.
Welcome,
Oh my
welcome
God.
to the abyss.
Mm. Yeah, and then one
Very
one-
nice and sweet. Main. Yes, somebody's seen it.
Mm. One game that I want to shout out, The Outer Wilds is
My gosh!
absolutely beautiful. God,
working
yes.
my way through it. It
It's
was
so
one of
good.
my Space Month games.
It's
I
Oh my
played it like
god.
a few times in July. It's so good. So much lore. So much to
Yes.
uncover.
Yeah.
I didn't see much of it. I watched Ame was playing it a while ago, and I was really tired, so I didn't watch much. But I liked the soundtrack so much. I
Yes,
I pulled it up and I
love
just like
the
fell asleep
soundtrack
to
on
the
that
soundtrack 'cause
one.
It's so pretty.
Bum,
So-
bum,
Yeah.
bum, ba-da-da-da-da-da-dum.
I could easily fall asleep to the main menu theme. Like it's hauntingly good.
Okay, you know what? This is actually mentioning. I'm glad. It's interesting that you mentioned that because one of my friends is making me play like Outer Wilds.
Good.
This
Don't look
this
it up.
Saturday.
Look
It's
up
This
so
as
Saturday?
little
No,
as
no, no,
possible.
no. He specifically told me never to look it up until not at all. I'm just like, oh, okay, sure. 'Cause,
Have you
yeah,
have you 100%ed it yet? Whoever was said they played it, was it Monty that said they
Yeah,
played it?
I've 100%. I didn't get every achievement. Some of them were really goofy, but like I think I've gotten like everything there is to get. And
Oh wow.
yeah.
Wow.
well,
Well,
I
you
would
can
grant
come
it.
backseat for me. I need I need gentle nudging.
Yeah, absolutely. No, granted, I did the main thing, and then everything past that was just a guide. Cause I'm a weird, like, if I like a game enough, I would want to see everything.
No, I don't look anything up, but since I stream it, people just show up and I'm like, hi, here's what I know. Please give me a
Ooh.
gentle push, and then I'll ask questions and I'll be like, this or this, and they're like, this small tiny hint, and I'm like, oh, perfect, thank you so much.
Yeah, and so what I can say, Zen and Cassie, because I do think everyone should play
Yes,
this
you should
game.
play
It's
it.
getting a DLC, which is more reason to play it. It is an amazing story-based game where you don't have upgrades, or you don't have like checkpoints. You don't have any growth. The only thing that counts as progression is how much you know, and there is an in-game
Unlocking
journal.
lore.
Yeah.
The whole game is to learn what on earth is going on in this
Mhm.
game.
And even the main premise, even that is left for you to figure out. You will figure it out pretty quickly, but like it is very much like you are just completely on your own. But like it does such a good job of like emulating the experience of just a pure and utter exploration and like adventure, and like it gets that feeling of just like you have no idea what you're doing, you're terrified, but like you feel forced to like keep digging and keep learning. It is such an amazing experience.
Honestly, that kind of reminds me of like this other game that my friend recommended me to play, Before Your Eyes. I mean, a part of me teared up, partly because of the story and partly because I was going so long without blinking. But
That's
crap.
the one where if you ever blink, it goes to the next scene, right?
Yeah, it goes next scene exactly.
Yeah,
So
I've heard.
I play that.
I want to play that. Yeah, I've heard it's good. What's
It's
it called?
Before Your Eyes. So it's a pretty short experience, but it's worth it. It's worth it. I don't think it's that expensive either. Don't
Oh, it's only
recall.
$10. I'm adding that to my wish list. I saw it.
Yeah, it's
I saw
on my
it,
list for a while.
It's like I finished it in like 2 hours, but holy crap! I was just on the edge of my seat to the certain store, and I was just like, I cried so many times. Well, I mean, it didn't help the fact that I tried to do my best not to blink, so my eyes started like drying out.
Super watery.
Yeah, it got super watery for like many reasons. Whoever designed that game was pretty smart. Yeah, pretty smart.
Awesome. So I hope everyone in chat has updated their wish list because these are some amazing recommendations. And anime to-do lists as well. But with that, thank you everyone so much for coming. It's this I always love the interviews. I always love meeting more people, and then I don't say this much like during the interview, but like every so often I will see people in chat like that are regulars of one guest, and then they're like, hey, wait, like this other guest is like really cool, or they're really cute, and their voice is really nice, and like that I live for that. I love it so much.
Awesome. Thank you for having us.
Yes, yeah,
Thank
absolutely.
you for organizing this. Thank you
Honestly-
everyone in chat for being so kind and supportive and encouraging today.
Yeah, I just want to say, Monty, thank you so much for having me. It was so much fun, and
Yeah.
that being Caci, it was just so much fun talking to you guys too.
Yeah,
They're just-
yeah, absolutely.
It was nice to meet anybody I hadn't met yet.
I would very much love to do more stuff for you guys.
Yeah.
Now, granted, my schedule is gonna be super goofy because I'm moving cross country very, very soon.
Oh wow.
Oh, new time zones.
So I'm EST. I'm gonna be moving to PST, which is fine because my sleep schedule is super screwed up. So I normally wake up at noon, so I've actually been training to wake up at 9. Oh, like.
Oh, genius.
And guess what? Guess what, Monty? West Coast, best coast.
Yeah.
That's what I said. Yeah.
To the West Coast, gang.
Mhm.
Okay, so one thing I like to do to end off every interview, do you guys have any interesting streams or any upcoming content that anyone in chat can be excited for?
I
Let's go,
few
go.
things coming up that you could be excited for. Number one thing is that I am part of a VTuber group now, and we're gonna do our first collab soon. They're called
Yeah.
Fae Live.
Yeah.
So it's other Fae VTubers. We have some fairies, we got some nymphs, we got some elf, a little bit of everything. I'm also really close to my next milestone on Twitch, and I'll be doing a karaoke stream. I love to sing. It'll be a blast. It will be unarchived, so you won't want to miss it. It'll definitely be on a Saturday. My schedule is always the same. Minecraft Monday, 4:30 p.m. Eastern, and variety streams on Saturday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern. So if you want to watch some Minecraft, come on Monday, and if you want to watch something other than Minecraft, come on Saturday. And I'll show you guys my new overlays and my new background music. I have new starting soon BRB and end screen music that Chris the Wit made for me that I'm gonna reveal probably on Saturday, along with my new overlays for chatting and gaming. There,
Nice.
that's everything.
Nice. She only has to hit 500. She's super close, and I know some of you in chat said she had a good voice. So come on, let's get that. The karaoke milestone.
Karaoke, come on. You know you want.
Yeah.
It'll be
you know you want.
fun.
For me, I kind of just finished up a lot of games, so I'm starting a lot of new stuff soon. I'm gonna be finishing up Cry of Fear, which is like a old spooky game, which I've gotten very into those lately. But I'm gonna be starting Halo soon.
Ooh,
Oh,
nice.
Halo.
Yeah. I've started to really like FPS games, so I just finished up the Fear series, and I'm gonna start Halo next, I think. So I'm really excited for that.
That's fun.
What about you, Zen?
For me, eh? So I guess as mentioned before, so one of my friends redeemed that I play Outer Wilds on stream. So on Saturday I'll be playing Outer Wilds for the first time.
I love living vicariously through other people. Like,
What time are you going live, Zen?
yeah.
It's gonna be around 3:00 p.m. PST on Saturday.
Gotcha. I'm putting it out on my calendar.
Yeah. Oh yeah, okay. Now that you guys mentioned Outer Wilds, I'm actually curious about what the hype is.
It's so good. It's so good.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't look anything up. Make sure chat doesn't spoil you. And like every
Put no spoilers in your tags if you don't want to.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I'll be going in this one as blind as possible. I have honestly intentionally not looked up anything about it. All I know is that my friend wants me to play it, so he'll be joining me as well. Another thing I'll be working on is I want to do like a karaoke stream sometime in the future. I'm not sure when yet. I want to do some practice some songs first.
You can do it. Believe in me. It's tough. It's really tough. It's really scary.
I just haven't.
Sing some karaoke.
And this is not content related, but since so I'm a huge fan of the Tales series, and with Tales of Arise coming out in a month, I with hint might do a giveaway in the near future to celebrate the game's release. So look forward to that.
I like it. Nice.
Yeah.
And everyone chat, if you want to pay a little more attention to that, you should check out his sweater in the description.
Yep, I'll be posting the giveaway on Twitter, giving some people a chance to get into a very fun JRPG series. Check it out.
Nice.
You could just keep an eye out. I'll probably do it like very close to the release date. And that's it for me.
Awesome. And then for me, relatively simple schedule. I'm gonna be doing Prey. So I've been playing the remastered Prey for a while, and I'm pretty sure Tuesday I'm gonna be finishing it. And I might, still up in the air, I might do a was that Tuesday? I might have moved everything. Tuesday, and then I might do a cooking simulator VR stream Thursday. This will be my first VR stream. Maybe I still got to figure out the logistics. But after that, it's just a full-on hiatus for like a super long time, and that'll be my last stream for a while. So I figured I might as well go out with a bang.
Yeah, until you move, basically, right?
Yeah.
Well, thank you for having us on
Yes. Yeah.
memorable day then before your large hiatus.
I am very honored to be part of this.
Oh no, I'm honored to have you guys. You guys are a lot bigger than me.
I don't like focusing on just like and in terms of like military and that. I just like being able to meet some cool people and have some fun.
Yeah. Okay, so to finish it off, do you guys have farewell messages that you like to say to end off the stream?
I was just saying bye bye.
Make sure you eat your vegetables, y'all. Have a
Stay hydrated.
Water.
Otherwise, I'm coming for ya.
Oh whoa!
Don't make me come for ya. I'll be keeping an eye to make sure you guys eat well, and sleep well. Don't make me mad.
That's a really cool toggle. I want more fun toggle.
Yeah, I think I asked my artist to add this extra layer, just to have like a new form to mess around with for the giggles. This is my dark side, which I don't like bringing out as much, so I'm gonna get rid of that for now. That takes a lot out of me.
Oh no. Okay, wait, Cassie, did you have a farewell message? Or did you already say that?
Yeah, I said I'm good.
Oh, sorry about that. Awesome. And then from me, you Lovelies, has been Monty Seelana, your favorite scholar. Thank you for the fun stream. Have yourself a good evening. And goodbye.
Bye.
Kisu.
Otsu.